Usyk vs Fury 2 might be a little different. So we're less than 2 months away from the huge rematch between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, and my god am I super excited for this one. We've just come off their first press conference where we didn't really see too much action, but the fight doesn't need to be sold necessarily. I think everyone's already kind of hyped for it. However, there were some interesting things that happened in that press conference and a very different approach from especially Tyson Fury, but we're going to get into that later on. But the big thing that we all want to know is this going to be repeat or revenge for Tyson Fury? Obviously, we all know now that Alexander Usyk is one of the top pound for pound names, if not number one at the pound for pound, which can be argued. But I guess this fight will determine, can Tyson Fury bounce back and be considered a great, because this is kind of his last chance to be considered an all-time great in the heavyweight division, or will it just be a repeat, if not even easier for Alexander Usyk? Well, first of all, let's look at the solid facts. Regardless of what anyone says, anyone with a pair of eyes saw that Alexander Usyk won that first fight fair and square. There's no debate. And yes, some rounds Tyson Fury got, but as a whole, Alexander Usyk dominated Fury, and regardless of what Fury says, that was his hardest fight. Even though he wants to say that Deontay Wilder was harder.
He's a good boxer.
Best you faced?
No, nowhere near. I think the fights were wilder when you bounced off the canvas 2 and 3 times and 10 knockdowns, and at any given moment is a lot more dangerous than having a boxing match with this guy.
The truth is, he wasn't, because Fury's never been outclassed like this before, where he's left with no answers, and I think it was more of a beatdown, to be honest with you. And I don't think Fury's lost this bad to anyone before. Now, Fury did make a lot of excuses after his loss, saying he couldn't spar because of a cut, which, whether or not that's true, we don't know. And we later found out that Tyson Fury was expecting a child, however his wife had a miscarriage, which, in that case, my condolences go out to Fury and his family, and to be honest, that probably would have made a significant impact on the fight. However, there was a lot more to it than that, because I don't think Tyson Fury performed bad. In fact, I think he was pretty fit and had months to prepare for the fight. I just think he was simply outclassed. I mean, he got beaten pretty badly, and there's no time that we've ever seen Tyson Fury be pretty much clueless on what to do. We've never seen him outboxed to this level, and I think it was a shock to him when he got in the ring with Usyk. But in today's video, we're going to talk about what the outcome could be of the second fight and why it may be a little bit different. Well, first and foremost, let's break down the first fight. One thing that Fury did really effectively at the start of this fight was feints. He had really effective feints that threw Usyk off guard. This caused him to be hesitant and, in turn, stopped him from getting in the inside and closing the distance. Foot feints, hand feints, eye feints. Tyson Fury used all of these really well in the start of this fight. And this, combined with the long arm stance that Fury used, was really effective in these first few rounds at keeping Usyk at bay and made the fight the perfect range for him. He was landing some pretty solid jabs and was able to stick that lead hand in Usyk's face, stopping him from coming any closer, making it tough for Usyk to create angles and close the distance. However, it didn't take long for Usyk to make adjustments to this, and although Fury's lead arm sticking out was effective at times, it did leave his body open, and Usyk took advantage of this, landing a lot of body shots on him because of this, and that's kind of how the rest of the fight went, Usyk making adjustments. However, Tyson Fury didn't. Usyk made smarter adjustments than Tyson Fury did and found ways to close the distance and get on the inside, land his counters more effectively. Tyson Fury got a lot more complacent in the middle to later rounds and squared up his body, left himself open, and allowed Usyk to figure him out just that little bit easier. Once Usyk had noticed these mistakes from Fury, he immediately made the right adjustments. Considering he has such a high IQ, he was able to do that, and it meant he was able to get off some of his counters and landed some pretty destructive shots because of it. Obviously, we all know this ultimately led to Tyson Fury getting rocked and pretty much saved by the ropes. The rest of the fight from here was pretty much survival mode for Tyson Fury. This obviously gave Usyk a clear decision victory against Tyson Fury, handing him his first defeat. And not to mention, there was one judge who gave it to Tyson Fury, which I don't know what he was on. That guy needs to go ASAP and should never be allowed to judge boxing again, because anyone with a pair of eyes saw what happened that night to Tyson Fury. But now the thing is, in this second fight, will the same thing happen? Because quite frankly, we've never seen Tyson Fury dominated this badly. So the question is there anything he can do to stop this from happening again? And in my opinion, yes there is. I think there's a lot he could change in this next fight to ensure he gets a victory against Alexander Usyk. Now, if you didn't see the kickoff press conference, it was actually very interesting. The usual Tyson Fury that we see wasn't there at all. He was actually pretty humble and didn't say too much, making Usyk seem like the confident one for the first time in any fight.
What's going through my mind? I'm just looking forward to a fantastic fight, you know. Last time in May, it was a fantastic fight. Alexander won the fight fair and square.
I don't think there was too much mental warfare, considering they've both been in the ring together. But if we are going to decide who was a winner for the mental side of it, considering Fury willingly signed a photo that Usyk gave to him of Usyk punching him in the face, tells me a lot.
Like Shrek.
And I don't think the old Fury would have let that one slide. However, he was surprisingly calm, told everyone that Usyk won the fight fair and square, which is surprising as he did make a lot of excuses after the fight. However, he did also say that he isn't going to change the game plan too much, as he feels that he only lost by a fraction and will only have to make some minor improvements with the same game plan to beat Usyk, which is kind of concerning because I genuinely feel like if Fury goes into that fight with the same game plan, he'll get beaten worse and if not finished. But could this all be Fury's tactics and him telling the public that's what he's going to do and he's really going to do something else? Honestly, I have no idea, and I hope he doesn't go with what he's saying he's going to do, because let's face it, Usyk has a higher boxing IQ than Fury. We now know that, and we also have to face the fact that Usyk is a better boxer than Fury, and I think Fury needs to come to terms with that too. And if he comes out trying to outbox Usyk, it's going to be another rough night for him. And there's a couple of factors that will go in to decide the outcome of this rematch, in my opinion. One of them being Fury's game plan. Look, it's no surprise that Fury had a terrible game plan going into the first fight. He tried to outbox Usyk and got himself outboxed. And one thing he didn't do in the first fight was use his size to his advantage, which he definitely should have done. He's the much bigger guy, and we know Usyk has had some problems with bigger guys trying to onslaught him. For example, with him and Anthony Joshua, also him and Chisora. I think Fury needs to do exactly what he did in the second fight against Deontay Wilder, and that is make it a rough all-out war. And I know that's not usually Fury's style, but against someone like Alexander Usyk, it kind of has to be. Look, Fury definitely has the capability to do so. He hurt Deontay Wilder and knocked him out. So Fury isn't exactly pillow-fisted or anything. I think he can quite easily do a lot of damage to Usyk. If anything, I actually think he can finish Usyk. I just think he has to have very tactical aggression and not do what Anthony Joshua did. I'm not sure if you guys watched the second fight with Anthony Joshua and Usyk, but he was so close to finishing Usyk. He got him hurt and didn't step on the gas pedal. I think Fury's a little bit of a smarter fighter than AJ, so if it was to come to that, he could probably finish Usyk. But he needs to do what some of AJ was doing in that fight. Be aggressive and have tactical, smart aggression. However, this could go either one of two ways. He either finishes Usyk or he gasses himself out, and at that point, it's fair to say he's screwed. But with everything on the line for Fury, I think he needs to do it. He needs to roll the dice, take the risk, and go in for the kill. Another factor in this fight is Fury usually has a track record of doing better in his rematches than he does in his first fight. He makes the necessary adjustments and usually has come back better. That could be a big thing in this fight if he does it correctly. But I guess there's a lot of unanswered questions that will get answered on December 21st. But what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the outcome of this second fight will be? Who are you rooting for? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload from me. Anyways, that'll be all. I'll catch you in the next one.